Let's hope that we got ourselves together today. Let's hope that that's what happened. And I hope I didn't burn everybody up and it didn't occur to them to come back. Um, what inspired this? What inspired this was what inspired this show was the young lady, and I'm going to play this video of the young lady. Hopefully, you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Somebody, please put in the comments you can hear me, because I don't want to. I was wondering why I couldn't be heard prior, but and that was something to do with the video. I don't know. But this is what inspired me to do this show. This is what inspired me to do this show. Beautiful. Was this young lady here? This young lady was the one who inspired me to do the show. And I couldn't figure out what was the big deal? What was the big deal? Because I knew instantly what the big deal, what the problem was with this young lady. I knew exactly what was wrong with the young lady prior to her uh, coming on the scene. I knew instantly what was wrong with this young lady. People couldn't figure it out. But let's listen. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mm-hmm. Right, 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 right. Mm, Jesus, you can't hear the video? That's what I'm asking you. Okay. So you can't hear the video, but you can hear me. God only knows why I put it into the thing. I could be wrong, but that's neither here nor there. I didn't plan it to be with a video. I didn't plan it to be on the video, so that's fine. That's fine. Now this is the issue, and most people have seen this young lady, crying because she was married and didn't want to be an X, Y, and Z, right? And I knew instantly what was wrong with the young lady, when she got on here crying. Instantly, not specifically what was wrong with her, but I would know how to navigate around this particular person. Her and the issue, and it's not really just her. It's the fact that she's married and she's reduced her identity down to a single thing, and that's her role in being married, right? That's what her issue is. That's the problem. Society has a habit of defining women by who they are to other people, the mother, the wife, the sister-in-law, so and so, so forth, instead of recognizing them as individual human beings. That very, very narrow lens is what she is experiencing. Okay. Her everything that she wanted to be has been erased because people look at her as just a wife. They forget that women had, before you got married, you had dreams and goals and you had an identity. This young lady is experiencing the death of that person that was there before she got married. Okay, because she has reduced herself to just being a wife. People have done that. When a wife boxes herself into just being a caretaker and a supporter and a homemaker, a helpmeet, her individuality got lost. And she is right now looking at herself as being invisible. Okay. This is why, talking about wives as a whole person, when people don't talk about wives as a whole person, this didn't give her space to voice her ambitions and her talents and her knowledge and all of that. She is feeling invisible right now. Okay. And she's trying to figure out where she can go. And this is one of the reasons why people leave marriages too. Not having an identity or knowing or fully exploring your wants, needs, and desires before you get married. Some people don't need that exploration, but some people do. Maybe she didn't give herself time enough to explore those things. And because the only way to have a healthy marriage, healthy relationship, okay, it really depends on whether that woman has been able to experience a life as an individual human being authentically in order for her to understand what she brings to the table, and what the beauty of being in a committed marriage or committed relationship means. If you don't want to, we are experiencing girls these days who don't want to get married. They want to explore their own life. You need to do that as a man and as a woman. You need to figure out what and who you are in this world before you commingle your life with someone else. See, when wives are supported as whole individuals and they're individuals and whole human beings before they get married, they're fulfilled, empowered, and all that stuff. The women you don't run across women who are doing this. People are saying, oh, she's so happy. She got a good husband. She want to leave. It has nothing to do with her husband. That's what they don't get. That's what you don't get. It has nothing to do with her husband. He can be the greatest guy in the world. But if I feel like shit inside, if I feel like I am not a whole person inside, I feel like I'm missing something inside of myself, there ain't no way I can be a true wife and a mate to nobody. Okay? Because if she feels like she's only valued for the things that she do for other people, she gonna get people, she's going through the resentment, going through the burnout. It's unspoken pain inside of her. Okay? In unspoken pain inside of that girl. Okay? So my whole point is you have to be whole before you get married. People say, well, get married early. Don't get married early if you don't know anything about yourself. If you haven't explored yourself, figured out what you like, what you don't like, how you respond, how you do this, that, and the third, don't get married. And that goes for men and women. Don't get married. You'll end up like this. You'll end up walking out the door. You'll end up doing something reckless, looking for something, exploring something, figuring something out. You'd rather be exploring, looking for something before you get married, before you get into a committed relationship. Women have to give themselves permission to embrace their full self. I'm not saying anything about marriages or what you should be in a marriage and it should be committed. You should know what that commitment entails. You should know what it entails. You should know the sacrifices you make. You should know all of those things before you get married. And I just posit at the age of 22, you don't know what the fuck is going on if you get married. And maybe she got married early. We don't know. All I know is she on the internet crying about X, Y, and Z. So obviously, there's a problem with her. So I'm going to say, and I'm going to posit that you haven't done anything to explore what you wanted, what you hated, what you liked before you got married. And that was the problem. That was the issue. Some of us have to explore ourselves before we get married. Some people don't. Some people do. And people rush into marriage because society makes it seem like that's the finish line for women. That's not the finish line for women. Being married is not the finish line. I don't care what nobody tell you. Being married is not the finish line for every human being. Okay? Not every human being can be married, happy, and be married. Some of y'all are not meant to be married. Some of y'all are only meant to be in situationships. Some of y'all are meant to be married. From the time we are young, girls, we're told to dream about a wedding, not a future as an individual person. We're not encouraged to explore ourselves and the things that we want and desire and need, the education, the funding, the experiences. All of these things people need to experience. Okay? And I posit, if all you have been told is to be married and this, that, and the third, once you get a gander of what is on the other side, you're going to wonder what's on the other side. But my thing is, if I already know what's on the other side, and I know I don't want that other side, and I choose to be married because I know it's better for me, wouldn't people want to know that this is the best thing for them? Because if they don't know anything about the outside, it's not really a choice. If you just told me I had to be married. Okay. Truth is, getting married too soon, before you're ready, before you have discovered yourself, it's like you have decisions made for you and you haven't even chosen yourself. Marriage is not a game. It's not just a box to check off. Some of us don't need to check off that box. Marriage is a lifelong commitment. It's supposed to be that way. It demands maturity. I ain't mature. I posit you're not mature until you know your whole and complete self. Maturity, marriage requires, commitment requires maturity, clarity, self-awareness. The reality is, if you don't know who you are, you will lose yourself in somebody else's definition of you. And everybody seems to want to define you as being a married woman. This is what's wrong with this girl. She hasn't figured out completely and totally and wholly what she wants in life, and she fucked up and got married and thought that was her road to happiness, instead of finding happiness on her own and then bringing that happiness, bringing that joy, bringing that self into that marriage to make that marriage whole, full, complete. Before you get married, you need time to explore yourself as a person. What do you like? What are your goals? What are your non-negotiables? Your boundaries, standards, expectations. Too many women go from being somebody's daughter straight into being somebody's wife or girlfriend without even missing a beat, without even standing on her own 2 feet. That's dangerous, because it means you're shaping your life around someone else's vision of this instead of discovering who you are. And that never works. This is the example of why that doesn't work. People say get married young. Age matters, but it's not about the fucking number. It's about the growth. At 18, at 20, 23, most people trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. You change between and 25, 23, 25. You're changing, developing in those years. If you marry too young, you might wake up in your 30s. This right here, realizing you're trapped in a role that doesn't fit you. Right here. Growth doesn't stop because you said I do. If anything, growth accelerates when you start living independently, building a career, traveling, trying new things, new food, new people, new friends, and learning who you are outside of somebody else's expectations. This is what happens when you haven't explored or don't know yourself. Marriage is not the only purpose of a woman. Please get that through your head. If I don't teach you nothing else, marriage is not the only purpose of a woman or a man. You're not on this earth just to become somebody's wife, somebody's husband. You have a purpose, talents, and dreams that exist whether you get married or you don't. Society has done a disservice to our women by pushing the idea that you're not worth jack shit unless you have a man or a man chooses you. Stop thinking that right now. That's a lie. You are worthy and valuable simply because you exist. And marriage should be a partnership that you choose, not a purpose that you're pressured into doing. When you don't take the time to discover yourself, marriage can become like a prison. You may find yourself compromising on things that are actually essential to who the fuck you are, simply because you didn't know yourself well enough to stand up for yourself. You didn't know yourself more. An example. Maybe you marry young and later realize you don't even share the same values as this person about money, about kids, about lifestyle. At this point, it's not just about you anymore, right? You tied yourself to another person, right? And untangling it is painful. That's why self-discovery is not optional. It's necessary before you commit yourself to somebody. And I posit that you don't know jack shit about yourself until you at least over the age of 25. At least. And that also means don't get pregnant until you find a mate. That's what that means. Because a child tethers you where you may not want to be tethered. Make sure that it's a choice. Not, oops, I got pregnant. Oops, I didn't take no birth control. Oops, no. No. Don't get pregnant unless you have a partner, unless you have explored yourself and the things that you need to figure out who you are. Exploration of yourself is not selfish. It's a smart move. Travel, try different careers, date, fall in love, fail, succeed, learn new skills, learn new languages, build the independence, live by yourself. Learn how to manage your own fucking bills. Learn how to sit with yourself quietly and be comfortable in your own fucking skin. That's how you figure out what kind of life you actually want to live. Whether you want to be married, whether you don't want to be married, whether you want to live with someone, whether you don't. Then when you do choose to be married, it won't be out of fear, out of pressure, or obligation. This is what you get right here. It will be a conscious decision to be married. Choosing to be married. Made by someone who knows herself or himself deeply. A healthy marriage is built on two whole human beings coming together. Two whole human beings coming together. Not two half-formed identities clinging to each other to become complete or feeling complete. It's not how that works. If you don't know who you are before you get married, you'll look to your spouse to define you. And that's how women end up invisible in marriages, unfulfilled, resentful. Marriage should add to your life, not erase your life. So you need to take some time. Don't rush. This is a classic example. This should be an example for every person who gets on the internet and who wants to be married. This is what you need to be taking the time to figure out. Instead of sitting there saying, oh, she's selfish. She shouldn't have got married. There's always somebody better. She just want to hunch on somebody else. Some of the dumb shit I hear. You have to grow into yourself fully because the right marriage will not just accept that growth. It will require you to be an emotionally intelligent human being. So my thing is this. Beyond the vows, you have to figure out, yes, she said yes. Or people say yes, marriage is important. Marriage is good. We get that. But you cannot be a wife if you have not been yourself first. Okay? You cannot be a wife. A wife is not just a role that you play. You're supposed to be that whole human being. But then that's why most marriages are fucked up, Black America. That's why most people are fucked up. Because you haven't figured out, or this should, what I just said should not even be a question. What I just said should not even be a question. It should be standard for human beings. You need to get to know yourself before you get into a marriage and drag somebody into your shit like this. Okay? You need to know yourself before you get into a marriage Okay. That shouldn't even be a question. I shouldn't have no pushback from nobody on that. She may not go back to the streets. I'm being serious, Black America. Me and you too old to be doing that. I'm trying to help the kids. Don't try to waywardly steer them into some bullshit. Okay. So we have to be honest about this shit. Society has a very narrow view of what a wife should be. The wife has been defined as a submissive, stay at home, raising children, putting her husband needs first. Okay. And people have an idea of what a wife is supposed to be. A lot of people do. This young lady probably did. When you're somebody's wife, people automatically assume they know everything about you. They assume you're the one that's doing the cooking, the cleaning, the organizing, the sacrificing your dreams for the good of the household. Here's the problem. When we see wives only as being in this box, they get erased. We erase the rest of the female. We erase the rest of what a woman is, what a wife is. You will erase the woman who's creative, ambitious, intelligent. It's a hard pill for y'all to swallow. But this is also one of the reasons why our society or our community is failing. Okay. Nobody is figuring out. Nobody wants to know what the hell they are and what they believe in before they have a baby. Okay. They don't figure out who they are before they have a baby. And all of them is trying to have a baby. Everybody trying to hunch, act like they don't know what the fuck birth control is. Okay. But being a wife doesn't mean your personal dreams get put on the shelf forever either. And you need to stop. Y'all need to stop trying to make women feel guilty for wanting more than just being someone's goddamn wife or somebody's mother or spouse. There's other things that women need to do. You wonder why those trad wives or those traditional wives are leaving their husbands, walking out the door, 70% married, gone. Because there's no room to be anything other than that. You have to carve your identity as a woman. You have to carve an identity out of that marriage besides being a wife and a mother. How many of you guys wanted to start a business, write a book, travel, go back to school, just explore stuff that's outside of being married? And how many of y'all pushed those dreams aside because life got busy? You got having a baby. You didn't want to make your husband mad because you didn't think that he would understand you wanting to go back to school. The truth is, people have to have other things outside of a marriage and children. You have to be fulfilled. I look at it as a bowl or as a circle or box. If you only have a couple things in that box, you'll be turned any which way if somebody says something to you. But if you have things in the box that matter to you, that you have explored, then you'll go to things that make you feel better. You'll go to things that complete your purpose of what you are. Okay? Ambitions matter. Dreams matter. They are a part of who you are, man or woman. And when you stifle or silence a part of yourself, resentment happens. Starts to build. You start to feel unseen. You start to feel like you've disappeared inside the title of wife instead of knowing yourself. She did that to herself. You did that to yourself. Nobody did that. Said she got a good husband. If you got a good husband and he ain't did nothing, then what's wrong, girl? You got to be you inside of that marriage. You can't be what people expect you to be. You have to be what you have to be. I'll tell you a story. I heard of a woman who always wanted to be a painter, right? She loved art. Once she got married, she felt like her job was to focus on her husband's career and start raising kids. She stopped painting. She raised her kids. When the kids got grown, she picked up that brush again. She told me a part of her soul fell asleep. A part of her soul fell asleep. That tells you human beings have to have dreams fulfilled in and outside of marriage. They just have to. And if we don't honor the things that the passions that we have inside and outside of marriage, a part of us dies. And I'm saying before you get married, okay, before you get married, figure out before you get married, before you pull somebody else into this right here. Okay. But you don't let your identity get erased because you need to know your identity. Because women make these sacrifices all the time. We know about the emotional labor, the invisible part of work that women do, and they don't get no credit for. We get all that. Remembering birthdays, keeping the house clean, making sure things are running, the bills are paid, comforting the kid, all that shit. Most of that shit people think is just normal. You do it every day. People don't even see it. They just expect it from you. And then on top of that, you're supposed to suppress the things that you want to do, how you want to do them. And that's man and woman. Okay. Okay. That's what y'all don't get. This is not just a female thing. This is a man thing as well. That's a man thing as well. This is what I was asking you about the other day, Black America. Do you have ambitions outside of being a husband and a father? You told me no. We don't want to do nothing but be a husband and a father. We don't want to do nothing. And this is what I mean by the soul being lulled to sleep into thinking marriage and family is the only thing that you can look forward to instead of having ambitions and desires and wants and things. Okay. And a lot of women do those sacrifices. You know, how many women wanted to take a job offer in another city and she stayed because her husband had a career in this particular city? How many women wanted to go back to school but put it off because it wasn't the right time? Don't get me wrong. Compromise is part of every relationship. I get all that. But here's the thing. You don't need to compromise on those kind of things if you're not married and dragging other people into it. This is why I'm saying don't get married until you have explored the things that make you complete and make you you. Okay. And the whole point is if you don't pause and recognize that you need more exploration on yourself, there's going to be bitterness, depression, crying, women losing themselves in order to pretend to be a good wife. That's the thing. The rigid roles of wife. And she can't be nothing else but a wife. She got to be at home cooking, cleaning, all that. You have to start, if you're caught in a marriage like this, you have to start reimagining what it means to be a wife. You need to be figuring out how you can carve out things that you need to do in order to feel seen and whole. What if a wife is not, what if she's just seen as a caretaker? What if she's not just seen as a helpmeet? Helpmeet means, help me to a lot of women means put my shit in the back seat and your shit is the one to shine. How the fuck I'm gonna put my shit in the back seat and your ass is a goddamn bus driver. Your ass is a goddamn factory worker. Your ass is a goddamn lawyer. I have ambitions to be a lawyer. I'm supposed to just be your helpmate. I'm just supposed to take a back seat to whatever the fuck is going on with your life. And I can't get and do what I need to do. This is what you get. This is what you get. So either you're going to reimagine what it is to be a wife, or you're going to not get married. Okay. What if wives were encouraged to pursue their passion just as much as a husband is? What if marriage was about two whole people instead of with their own identities coming together to build something, instead of one person shrinking themselves for another person? That's why help me, to me, may be a dangerous word. This is what you get when you have a person that is unfulfilled in themselves who got married. Okay, that's why you don't get married early. You figure out presupposition. There's no presupposition. If you don't know yourself, how can you be anything for anybody? I don't think you can. Okay. So my thing is this. Please don't get into a marriage where you don't have an understanding of what you are, or what you want to do, or what you want to be. Because this is what we have. Everybody's worried about why 70% of the women are leaving. And 70% of the women are leaving. And people are saying, why is she leaving? What's going on? She got a good man. Why is she leaving? This is the question that has been asked since I've been on the internet. Why is she leaving? Every person who has asked that question need to be listening to that video. Listening to that video. Okay. Because every person that I have listened to, I've listened to about 10, 20 people comment on that video. Some people got it and some people didn't. But a lot of people didn't. Oh, she got a good man. She just want to be selfish. She just want to ride dick. She just want to. Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm saying marriage is a part of your story. It's not your whole story. Okay. So if you feel boxed in, if you felt lost, she feeling lost. She don't know what the fuck to do. She's more than a wife. Before you leave your husband, figure out if this is the issue. Maybe I just don't feel fulfilled as my whole individual self. And it could just be, I don't want to be checking in with another person. I don't want to be checking in with another human being. It could be that. It could just be that. And now you feel sad because you're stuck in a relationship. Okay. Who knows? Okay, we don't know. It's fixable. Okay, but the thing is, before you get married, you have to figure out that you are still a person that dreams. You are still a person with talents and gifts and passions. And you need to figure those things out before you get married. And don't let marriage erase that voice that you have of yourself. Yeah, she's married. You're stuck in the marriage. Okay. You need to figure out why you're unhappy in that marriage. You need to figure out your value. Dreams are for kids. No, that ain't how that works, sir. That's not how that works, sir. So I'm saying you got to figure some things out. Now, I did the soliloquy. So if anybody want to come up and ask me or chat, impart some more information, I'm dropping the link. If you want to come up and impart some more information, I'm saying the young lady is fucked up. Okay. I'm saying I feel bad for the family because what can she do? What can she do? Because I don't know whether she's married. I don't know whether who knows what's going on with the young lady. But she said she got a good man. You got a good man. So if it's not his problem and he didn't do anything wrong, he didn't say anything wrong, he didn't put his hands on you, he didn't cuss you out, he didn't disrespect you, he's a good man. So if this is a good man that you got, then it's something to do with you. And you need to figure that out. I'm saying to the young lady, figure out what your problem is. And no, not to her. I'm saying figure out to future women who are in the dating market. Figure out you before you get married. You have talents, you have dreams, you have wants, you have desire. You figure those things out. That's how you find out what your standards, boundaries, and expectations are. You explore what you want. This young lady, I kind of thought maybe she was just grifting, because at the beginning tears wasn't coming down her eyes, and sort of after that, the tears started coming. But then this is an exercise. It doesn't have to be real. It opened a lot of wounds in people about marriage. And if it was a performance, it was dead on. Black America, how can I help you?
HQ, what are you doing? Well, good morning. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Good morning, HQ.
Good
I see
morning.
I see you bounce. I see you bouncing around, asking crazy questions. The fantastic yesterday. The shit is ridiculous. What you're doing, HQ? What are you doing this morning?
Because we are not
Hold on.
moving.
I
Black folks
you
are not moving the needle. We need to
you
move the
don't
needle.
sound like a woman who was married at all.
How do I not
You don't.
sound like a married? I
You don't.
am Black America.
Go
If
ahead.
you
Go ahead. Go ahead.
if you stand on that side of the fence, you continue to stand on that side of the fence, and other people stand on this side of the fence, and y'all refuse to see each other's side, you're never going to get anywhere. Our community needs to move the needle, and if that means getting out there in the fray and asking Black America or asking fantastic, out of the way, obscure questions or challenging his thought, then that's what needs to be challenged. You can't. We are sitting. All of us are sitting on the side. You sitting on this side. I'm sitting on the side. The status quo is not working. So
Okay. Okay. So
if nobody wants
so
to challenge the status quo, HQ is going to challenge the status quo.
that's fine. You can challenge. But what I am going to tell you, like I said, I'm a person, and you know the things that I say are authentic because you had a husband like me.
Right.
So you know the things that I say are truthful, they're honest, they're authentic, they come from the heart, even though it may prick somebody's heart and make them bleed. I'm
Yes.
not going to tell you a lie. And this next things that I'm going to tell you is not a lie. HQ,
Hmm.
men are not, absolutely not going to fucking change. We're not. We're absolutely. We don't get that ugly bitch Donquisha. Want to challenge us and all that. We are absolutely not going to change, HQ. No matter what somebody does, no matter what somebody says, men are not going to change. We're always going to be aggressive. We're always going to be animals. We're always going to do what the fuck we want, and we're going to move around accordingly. Black women don't get married. Now look at all these niggas going to and getting these little Mexican girls and these white women, and it's going up every year. You know why? Because I still need a wife. I still need a family. The counterpart that looks like me is just not wanting to do what I wanted to do. So
And
guess
now
what?
this is where we're at. This is where we're at.
Right, exactly.
But
But
see, here's the
we as
thing,
men are not going to change.
and that's the problem.
Nothing's going. It's not a problem for us because
That's
men,
the
my
problem.
my sons, I got 9 boys, 7 girls that I have raised. 6 of them have non-black women. HQ, 6 of them. We
Then those are
we still need pussy.
that's your proximity too. You're in proximity of a town where there's a lot of Mexican mixed race people. There's a lot of those people there. So it is
Well,
also
yeah,
about
most
proximity too.
yeah. What are you talking about? I'm in Vegas. We got a lot of black people in Vegas.
Yeah, you got a lot of
I,
Mexican people in
so
Vegas.
yeah, but we got a lot of Mexican people, a lot of white people. We got a lot of everything. But it's a lot of black women here also. HQ.
Okay,
I,
okay,
I, I,
okay. I get
so,
I get what you're saying, Black America, but you're not getting what I'm saying. What I'm saying is here's the thing. What I'm saying is men have to change too.
but what I'm telling you is, and I
Hold on.
understand what you're saying. What I'm telling you is,
Let
we're
me
not going to
let me
change.
finish. Let me finish.
There's absolute. Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish. Men have to change too. If they want what they want from the counterpart that they want, they have to change too. Women also have to change. Women have to change just as well. If you sit on that side of the fence and you say, I'm never going to change, nothing changes because women are going to sit on the same side of the fence and say, I want X, Y, and Z from my husband. And you say, I'm not going to give it to her. Then where do we go? You don't have anywhere to go. So, no,
No, we do. We
HQ ain't going to sit
we
on
do have somewhere. We
where?
do have somewhere to go.
Yeah, no, no,
All,
no. I'm talking
all
about
these little
you're
illegal
right.
immigrants.
I'm
All
saying,
we got Colombia, we got Brazil, we
yes,
got Africa.
everybody has
My
those
home,
options.
my, my homeboy just imported a bitch from the Philippines, a 27-year-old from the Philippines.
How
Like
old is he?
HQ.
How old is he?
He's 44.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's
Okay.
44.
Okay. We'll see how long
So
that lasts. But my whole point is, I get what you're saying, but you're not getting what I'm saying. Women and men, both of y'all going to have to change in order for this to change. You just are. I understand in this atmosphere, I understand in this space, you men seem to think that y'all don't have to change, but it is what it is. You can go outside of the space and get what you want. I encourage you to go out to space and find whatever you want. If you need to go to Colombia, you need to go wherever you need to go in order to find you a female. Go ahead. I encourage black women to go to whatever place they need to find to go and find them a male, whether they need to go to Guam, India, Africa, Wherever, go find who sets your soul on fire. Okay, set their soul on fire. There's plenty of things that men need to change, and there's plenty of things that women need to change. I'm saying I'm not going to advocate for you just sitting there and not doing anything. I'm not advocating for women to sit there and not do anything. I'm advocating for you to change the rhetoric that we have around here. Every place I went to last night, I went to DJ Torch's chat. I went to his panel, and he was over there. They were over there bashing men. I went to Fatty's channel. They was over there bashing women. I went to DJ Not for Humans channel, and they was over there tearing down Dr. Umar. And they had somebody fighting somebody about tearing down black men. The whole point is everybody needs to change something. Men are not perfect. Women are not perfect. And as long as women think they're perfect, and as long as men think they're perfect and they don't need to change anything, y'all just gonna keep burning. I'm saying to you, I'm not going to go over to Fatty's channel and agree with Fatty about nothing, because there's nothing to agree with if you don't have the results to agree with it. Men are not having the results they want to by standing in the corner. The results
Men are having the results though,
no,
HQ.
results they're not. The
Men,
results
men,
meaning they're
men,
not getting their
men,
counterparts. Meaning,
no, they are.
they're not marrying their
The,
counterparts.
no, you
Meaning,
want them to marry
they're
black
not
women.
marrying their
Woman,
counterparts.
no, you want them to marry black women, and I understand
I
that.
don't care whether they marry black women. I
So,
care if
so
they
then
marry
men, so, so then
partners.
men are getting their counterparts. They are getting women. They're just not black women.
Okay, then live with that. Why are we having fights with black women then about what they gonna change? Black women ain't gonna change, and black men are
Because
gonna change.
we,
And then see, here's the
okay,
thing too, Black
okay, go
America.
ahead.
You all's marital rates are shitty in the toilet. Black men's marital rates, whether they marry a black woman or whether they
And
marry
women's
a
are
white woman.
worse. Black women's are
No,
worse. Don't
no, no,
don't do
no,
that,
no,
HQ. Go
black
to
black
blackdemographics.com.
America,
Stop you. You have to stop this shit, HQ.
black America. Black men's results with black women and white women or mixed women or whatever are the worst. Black women's rates are worst with black men, but they're the best if they marry white men. Those are the statistics. Black women have the most success if they marry a white man. They have the worst success if they marry black men. Black men have the worst results if they marry white women, and they have the worst results if they marry black women. Black men have the worst results. Those are the statistics. You can go and look. Those are the statistics. What I'm saying is we both have shitty records with our counterpart. So if we have shitty records with our counterpart, then we need to do something. Men need to change, and so do women. Okay. We need to change one way or the other because it's not working. So I'm not with. So how is it? I need you to come up here, Aaron. What do you mean misrepresentation of the stat? I don't understand what you mean. I read the stats too. No misrepresentation. What does the stat say? They have better results with white men than they do with black men. That's what the stat says. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with what people are doing. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. I'm just saying
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
willing. I'm
okay.
just saying I'm
Can
not
I
willing
explain
to
it to
go
you,
along.
HQ?
I'm not saying
Can
I'm
I
not
explain
willing
it to
to
you?
go along with this no more. I'm not willing to
I
go
I
along
under,
with the status quo.
I understand, but let me explain that to you, okay? This black woman, white.
What?
Uh, there's about it's 10,000 Rolls Royces on the road in America, right? It's millions of other cars. HQ, you never see a Rolls Royce in a car accident. You know why? Because it's only 10,000 of them. 0.5% of white men are married to black women.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's it's only a couple of them married to black women. the white
no,
men. So
no,
yes,
no, no. You
H
don't get
Q.
to use,
Hey,
you don't get to
hey,
use that statistic. You don't get to use that
why don't
comparison.
why don't I? When you
Uh,
just told me this, hold
wait a
on.
minute,
You
hold on. Let me.
just said, wait a minute. You just said that black men have the worst statistics. Yes, we're going to have the worst statistics if we're
Mhm,
married to the people with the highest divorce rate. At the
mhm,
most, we marry them 81, 82%. So
mhm,
yeah, our divorce rate is going to look bad.
mhm.
I don't understand. That's why I'm
Okay,
saying
okay.
it's
So,
the same thing.
but you could see the metric. That I understand the metric. I didn't say how they came to the metric. I just said the metric is the metric, right? You want to argue what the metric meant. I said that this is the metric. I don't care how we got here. This is where we at. It don't matter how we got here. It's where we at. Just like we say, uh, uh, uh so it's the same metric you all be using when you say, oh, men are the best fathers. Well, men, the statistics is that most women
Black
out
men,
of the
black
major
men are the best
breadwinners,
fathers.
no, most kids that are being watched are by their mother. So if you throw in a handful of black men that are fathers who are just fathers, single fathers, of course they look good. Just like when you throw in a handful of black and white men and women who get married, of course they look good because you threw that little bit in there and they look the best. Just like we threw the little bit in there that are single fathers, they look the best. We here. I don't care how we got here, but this is what it is. That's what the statistics say. Statistics say the dads are single dads are the best fathers. Statistics say black woman, white men are the best. That's what statistics say. We here. I ain't arguing about the statistics. Okay, because it's the same. That it's the
Okay,
same that way.
okay, okay,
So,
okay. That's fine. I accept that. I accept that
okay.
wholeheartedly.
So I'm saying
So what I
we
want you
as
to
a
accept is
okay.
that men are not going to change. We are not going to change. If this young lady on the screen, if she divorces her husband and comes out here to the streets, she's going to be cannon fodder. She's going to come back and she's going to be complaining. Niggas ain't shit. They just want to fuck you and this, that, and the other. No man is going to love her like her husband. She's going to come out here and I'm going to tell her everything. I'm going to
Mhm.
sing Babyface to her. I'm going to pay her phone bills and lights and fix her car and all of that until I can get some pussy. And then when I'm done with her, I'm going to drop her like a bad habit
Yeah,
because
but
I
why are
don't
you
fucking
saying?
care
But
about
what?
her.
See, why are you saying that? Are you trying to shame her into staying married when she's not
No, because
clearly
that's
not a
what's
good
going
wife?
to happen.
Okay,
No,
she's
because that's
clearly
what's
not a
going
good
to
wife,
happen because that's what we do. I
right?
didn't say she wasn't a good wife. I didn't
Yeah, but
say
I'm
she
saying
wasn't a good wife.
clearly
She's
she's
just
not staying
unhappy
with
and
you,
she wants more.
right?
She
Clearly,
wants more. She's like every other woman. She wants more.
and no, the whole point is she's clearly is not being a good woman because he is a good man. He's a good man. So what would you propose that she does being married to a good man and feeling like she's feeling?
Um, I suggest she talks to him and see what if he's a good man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the situation is, she'll come to him with a problem and he will try to resolve and or fix that problem. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever the problem is with her, she has to let him fix it at that point. She
What if
can't
he can't
just
fix it?
I can't say she's being a bad wife. I don't know if she's done anything bad. You
She
see what
needs
I mean?
she no,
She's
she hasn't
venting,
done anything bad.
right?
She
She's venting right now, so she's just acting like a fucking woman, venting. You guys
why
always talk. We don't like to hear you guys talk.
right. But the whole point is she needs to fix herself. She needs to fix the whole point of my soliloquy was to tell her you need to fix yourself before you pull other people into your bullshit. And that means getting help, therapy, whatever. Not that she's married,
She
she needs
needs a
to have,
sister wife.
huh?
She needs a sister wife. She needs to go find her husband an extra wife. She needs a sister wife, somebody to help her, somebody to take extra burdens off of her. She needs an extra companion, either in the home or a sister wife type woman that can help her do this. That's what
Why
she
not?
needs.
Why not just go and see if she can seek therapy? She can get therapy. Maybe this is
I,
something to
I,
do with her.
I mean,
I
I
think
mean,
it's
she
something
can,
to do with her. It
right,
has nothing to
right,
do with him.
and that's why I said she can go to her husband and say, "Baby, this is my problem." And as a husband and as a good man, he is going to do everything in his power to resolve
You
the
think you
issue.
want to hear that?
Yes, we want to hear if we can resolve the issue. I don't just want to hear you talk. No, I don't just want to hear a conversation and have banter with you and go back and forth. No, I hate talking to you. But if you have a problem, I am ready to put on my boots and my long johns and work until that problem is fucking done. So yes, as a good man, I'm telling you, he is going to want to fix and solve that problem. You won't hear any man say they don't want to hear what a problem is if they can't fix it.
So I'm trying to figure out, why is she on the internet? Why hasn't she spoken with her husband and said, I'm feeling like X, Y, and Z? I don't want to go to
You want to
my
know why?
I don't want to go to my
Let's
country. Go ahead.
let's look at this young lady. Let's look at this young lady. First of all, she's not very attractive. That her attractiveness level comes up only because of her titties. And if I'm wrong, right? And if I'm wrong, go look at her
Put
other
her looks,
videos.
put her looks to the side. Put her looks to the side.
No, we can't. We can't because that is why we like you guys. That is our initial attraction to you. Then if the pussy in the head is good,
But
then we stay and we
looking
keep
at her
you if
message.
we can deal with your craziness.
We're looking at
So
her message. Put her titties to the side.
her titties are a major part of her message because she wants people to look at her. Every video she has on a screen top with her titties out. HQ, I don't see you with a screen top on and your titties out ever.
No. She
This is what
so has she made other videos like this?
Yes, yes, she made a follow-up video after the crying video with
Mm,
yet again another screen titty top on. So when men see that, I don't even hear what she's. Be honest with you, HQ. I don't even hear what she's saying. I just hope that that camera falls down and I get to see a nipple. That's you. You don't know what we guys look for. That's all I'm telling you, HQ. We be hoping on windy days that your skirts blow up and that is a cold breeze and your nipples get hard. That's all we want to see. That makes our day. That makes our day. And I'm
I can
telling you
always count
that
on you to say exactly what men think, exactly what
I,
they.
I'm and that's what I'm telling you. We don't even hear the shit you guys say most of the time. All we do is, damn, I wonder what color her panties are. We all wonder, sitting down, and we every nigga in the chat. I bet you got on a black bra and panties set right because that's what we think. We don't we don't think any further past that.
This young lady, where is she at? She in California. She got to be somewhere hot. So she got to be somewhere hot. So, and she wears that same thing.
She's
So
she's
she
sit,
knows what she's doing.
she's sitting in the car, HQ. She's sitting in the car. Okay, she's
Wait,
sitting in the
she's not
car.
driving. Why is she sitting in the passenger seat?
I, you know what? I don't know.
Could she be
I don't
making these
know.
videos? Could these videos be scripts and she's just making scripts?
Like I said, go look at some of her other videos. It is all to try and gather the attention of the male gaze.
Mm,
So she is trying to do things, and the only way women, not you, HQ, but other women get validation is
mhm.
through likes and clicks and having men be attracted to them and say, nigga, this is what I got. Let me see what I can get on the hook who I can monkey branch to out for the DMs. And I'm telling you, yes, bitch, I will fly you out to Vegas and I'll put you in the biggest suite and all that shit. And then after I'm done with you doing the monster mash, I'm going to send your punk ass home and block you. You'll never hear from me again. That's the way guys are.
This is wild. Hello, Aaron.
Hello. How are you?
What's happening? The young lady. Shit. Where's she at? Where you at, lady? Where you at, young lady? There you go. Right. The
What's
young.
happening?
It's a conversation. It's a conversation. I woke up. I was woke
I
up.
can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me, Miss Black America?
Yeah, I hear him just fine. What's up, Big A? I hear him just fine.
Aaron, you can't hear us? Aaron. Uh-oh, he popped out because we
Yeah, he
oh,
might have to drop that.
yeah. So I mean the young lady may have a script, but this is a major issue going on. This is a major issue going on in the US, in all over the world. This is a major thing going on all over the world with this kind of thing happening in marriages. Nobody's saying that this should be the norm. Nobody's saying any of that she should just up and leave her husband. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, to me, it seems as though the young lady is married to a good man, and I didn't hear anything in that marriage. I didn't hear anything in that soliloquy that said, I just want to leave just for the sake of leaving. I heard
Well,
her
she's unhappy with herself. She's unhappy.
right. So
That's
why
why.
would I want?
That's why.
So she's unhappy with herself. Wouldn't we want her to go get some counseling to see if
I,
that's exactly what's wrong with
as,
her?
as a guy, what we always say. I don't give a fuck about your happiness. I don't give a fuck about your love. You've heard men say this. You know why? Because of this situation right here. This is why we don't care about your happiness. This is why, in front of the lady of the house, what did I tell you? I don't care about you. I care for you. I don't give, she knows. I don't give a fuck about her. I care for her. If she catches a flat tire, if the house is on fire, if something is wrong, I care for her. I don't care about her and her shit though. I don't give a fuck. That's that's why everything works. This is somebody who's just venting that she's unhappy. I
And
don't give a fuck.
I'm saying to you, that is not what's working for modern day women. I'm just saying that attitude is not working for modern day women. Aaron, can you hear us now? Aaron?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you too. We can hear you too.
Yep, we can hear you. We hear you
Go
now.
ahead.
Good.
Go ahead,
All right,
sir.
go
What
ahead,
did
Aaron.
you say? You said something in a comment.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, as far as the marital rates and all that sort of thing, do you know what state has the highest divorce rate?
No, I don't.
Nevada. Do you know what state has the lowest divorce rate? Louisiana. Do you know what state has the highest marriage rate? Nevada. Do you know what state has the lowest marriage rate? Louisiana. So the way that those stats that you had purported are looked at, it's missing so many different questions to really clarify the stat. The highest divorce population is the Black woman in America, right? So to say that the most successful divorce or the most successful marriage interracially is between a Black woman and a white man really speaks more to the fact that they are more successful than the other way around. But the rate at which it occurs completely skews the stats, 100%. But I want to really move closer.
I addressed that. I addressed that with Black America. I mean, it's
Okay, well, I must have been missing for that. So let me move it closer to where you are now. Yeah, I agree with Black America. We don't give a shit about your happiness, and we're not supposed to. And you want to know something? You don't give a fuck about ours either, and you're not supposed to. This thing called life is not ours. It wasn't given to us so we can possess it. It was given to us so that we can pay it forward. What the fuck are we doing? Our parents didn't give us life so that we can go frolic about and squander it. They had a plan. They wanted their legacy. They wanted their lineage. They wanted their DNA to get passed on into the future. They didn't have us hoping that we could have fun. They had us hoping that we would do the same.
So when
And we have our children hoping that they do the same. When will this ever be not about us? It never is. It never was.
So when do we? I don't think
we don't.
Well, I mean, I don't look at it like that. You look at it that way.
You want to know how? You know how I know? And there's no other way to look at it. You know how I know? How many people came before you, and how many people are going to come after you? So fuck you, right? Fuck me too. We are drops in a huge, vast bucket of humanity. We're here to do our part and move the fuck on. Your happiness means shit to anyone except you, and it is fleeting. It's a spark. It's a blink in the existence of humanity. It's not. It doesn't even last as long as a spark. It's nothing. We think we overvalue ourselves in the grand scheme of things. We are little tiny bugs that exist on a rock floating in space, and we only last for a split second, and we're out of here. We're here to do a job, and that's to continue the species. Your happiness, look, you weren't happy before you got here, and you ain't gonna be happy when you're gone. So what does happiness even mean?
You're not gonna sell that on women.
I don't. You want to know something? And here, watch this. I don't have to. I don't have to sell it on women. You know why? We ain't gonna be here long enough for the sale to take place.
But I'm saying that's your philosophy. That's not mine. So you only tell you.
But it can't be. It can't be refuted.
Yeah, but you would find somebody that felt that way, and I would find somebody that felt the way that I felt.
No, that's an assumption.
Yes, that's not an assumption because
you assume that I found somebody that feels that way. No, she don't feel that way. My wife does not feel like the way I feel.
I'm not.
And you know what?
I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm saying I don't believe in it. I don't have to believe. It can be irrefutable however we want to.
I don't
mean that I have. To
I don't need you to believe in it. I need you to accept it, and you don't have a choice. You will.
That's just like saying the sun is blue, and what you're saying is the sun is blue. That's not how that works.
No, the sun is green.
That's your interpretation.
No. You're talking to a physicist here. You remember? The sun's green, definitely. Look it up.
Definitely. Okay, so the sun is green.
Yeah, if you look at the sunlight through a light spectrometer, it's green.
I'm saying your interpretation of what we're here for.
You know why it looks? You know why it looks yellow to you?
Mm-hmm.
Because the atmosphere absorbs blue light. What happens when you take blue out of green? All's left is yellow. That's why it looks yellow to your eyes. But the sun is green. So there's a bad analogy.
Well, I mean,
not with a physicist.
But I'm saying you can sort of understand. That still doesn't prove your theory. That's your theory. That's not my.
No, it's not a theory. It's fact.
No, it's not a fact. It's your fact.
So you mean to tell me in the grand scheme of things?
Let me understand what you're saying. What you're saying is we're just a blip in the atmosphere. We're just a blink of an eye in this particular this thing we call life, and we're not supposed to do anything other than trudge along and just be our blink.
No, that's not what I said. I said our existence here on this planet is very finite.
Mm-hmm.
And compared to the existence of all other humans that share this same experience,
mm-hmm.
It is minuscule. And your time would be wasted in chasing happiness over putting your family first, overdoing your duty.
That's it.
Of pursuing, right? Of pursuing.
Not my duty.
No. See, you didn't even let me finish. But what's not your duty? What was I getting ready to say?
Whatever you were about to say.
So if you have children, you don't have a duty to those children. Is what you're saying? Because that's what I was getting ready to say.
But that's it. May be
what I was getting ready to say.
My duty. But I'm saying it might be your duty, but not my duty.
The question I asked, I'm gonna ask again. If you have children, you don't have a duty to those children.
Of course.
Okay, that's what I was getting ready to say. But you see how you spoke too quick? You said it's not my duty, when in fact it is your duty.
If I don't have children, it's not my duty.
I said if you All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
I get
If
what
you
you're
had children,
saying.
no, slow down.
I get what you're
If
saying.
Black America said I was moving too quick, we're gonna slow it down. If you have children,
Right.
do you not have a duty to those children?
Yes.
Okay. That's the duty I was referring to that you answered prematurely and say it is not your duty. Yes, it is your duty.
If I don't want to have children, it's not my duty.
That's not then that's inconsequential. Then you'll
Right.
die
No, no,
That's
no,
what I
alone.
right.
said.
Nobody cares. No,
Nobody
nobody
cares.
cares if you
Exactly.
don't have kids, HQ.
But
Exactly. No one gives a shit.
and I'm saying your list of duties may not be my list of duty. My list of duties may be to be a physicist, to be a great philosopher, to not be a mother, to not be a wife. Those might be my duties. Your duties are not my duties.
Does this
So
woman have
therefore,
children?
I'm talking for the people who don't have children, for the people who have
We
not.
talking about this woman in this picture. This
Yes,
woman in this picture. All right, she has children.
I don't know. Black America has seen some of her videos. I have no idea.
Yes, yes, she had. I think she got two kids.
Yeah, her duties are clear cut.
I understand that her duties are clear cut. I'm saying before she has children, before she gets married, all of the things that I listed in my soliloquy are the things that she should be doing before they get married.
How long? Okay. How long does it take to get those things done?
We don't know. It depends on the person.
See, here we go. Here
You
we
said
go.
I said our duties are different. If you think my duty is to get married and have children, then you think I
No,
have a timeline.
no. How long does it take for one to find themselves and to find what their life's purpose is? There's an answer to that.
What's the answer?
Oh, I'm asking you the question.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what your timeline is. I don't know what my timeline is different from yours.
No. I'm asking
No,
again.
your
What?
your timeline
How
is definite, HQ. As a woman, your timeline is definite.
If
is?
I want to be married and have children,
No,
then
even if you don't, it's still defined.
what?
Well, first of all, you need to have it done long enough to be able to exact what it is that you're pursuing before you leave up out of here. You need to do it while you still have the faculties to do so.
Right.
So there's a line in the sand for you. You don't have forever. And see, that's what I'm saying. We think we have forever. We think we're the universe. We're not. We ain't shit. We don't have a long time to do this. We're bugs on a rock that ain't gonna be here long. That's the point that I was making. Get your shit together. You
And,
don't have a lot of time. I said it the other day. Time is
and
a very finite resource to which we do not know how much we have as
right,
individuals. Get your shit together and get it done.
that's correct. But then your timeline is different from mine. Now,
Right.
I
But
may
they're
not
very
want to get
similar.
my shit together. I may not want to get my shit together till I'm 50. You got your
Okay.
shit together when you're 20. So I'm saying your timeline is not my timeline. So therefore, your definition of happiness is not mine.
No, they don't have to be.
So I'm saying you cannot just say we have a specific thing. We just have to put our nose to the grindstone and move.
Yes, I can.
Every person is different. Every
Just
person.
because my timeline is not your timeline, that's obvious. The moment we were born in different times makes that obvious, right? And we don't know. But the one thing we do know is that we both have a clock that is ticking. And as long as that clock ticks, every moment your nose is not on the grind wheel is a wasted moment that you cannot get back. What
But
are we
why?
doing, HQ? This
Why?
thing called life, we're not appreciating life. That's what this is telling me. There's
My
some
point
sort of selfish.
exactly. My point exactly is the point of me having that whole diatribe before you came up here. We do not have time to waste to be on somebody else's timeline. I don't have time to waste to be on a man's timeline
No,
if
no,
I
no.
don't know what I'm doing, if I don't know what I am.
So how long?
People on a timeline for your timeline. No, that's not how it is. You're supposed to
So
be a
how
grown adult.
long? So how long does someone have until they come to that conclusion?
They have as long as they want to have.
See, there you go with the forever shit. There you go.
I'm not saying forever. I'm saying you cannot sit there and say women have a timeline. Well, she got to figure out what she need to do before she's 40. She need to figure out what she
That's
gonna
not, but that's not the only way. That's not the only way to answer that question.
what do you
Okay,
mean?
I'll give you an example. If a woman arrives at the conclusion that she wants to be married and have children, she needs to arrive at that conclusion before her window of opportunity closes. If a
Absolutely.
woman decides that she wants to be a professor of anthropology,
Mm-hmm.
then she needs to have that decision made and do what's necessary to enact that in whatever she's envisioning before the window to execute it closes. These are finite lengths of time. They may differ per person and per dream or per purpose or whatever the case is. But the bottom line is you do not have as long as you want. You do not have forever. You have what it is that you're pursuing is going to impose a time limit on you. That's the whole thing that I'm saying. We're not bigger than the thing we're pursuing. The thing we're pursuing is bigger than us. We have to acquiesce to it. So whatever it is that you pursue, it will impose a timeline on you, and you must adhere to that timeline, or else you're not going to do it.
Absolutely. And I have to
So what
figure
the hell are we talking about, HQ?
we're
If
talking
this
about
woman,
women.
if this woman has something that she wants to pursue,
That's
how long
right.
does she have?
That's right. She has to figure out what she wants to pursue. She hasn't figured that out yet. You need to figure that out before you
Do you see how old this woman is?
Can I finish? We need to figure out what we want to do and what we need to pursue before we get into a marriage. Before you get into a marriage, she is in the middle of that marriage having this kind of blow up because
Then
she
she,
didn't know what the hell she wanted to do. Oh, I don't want to be married. I can't stand this, blah, blah, blah.
then she's late.
My point is that you need to figure out what the fuck you want to do before you get married.
But
That's all I'm saying.
she's late. The issue is she's waited too late, too long to figure out if this is what she wants to do. It's not that she got married too early.
Mhm.
She waited too late to start having this conversation because it looks to me as though
When
she's
did you
right
get
in
her
the
to
prime zone of where she needs to be to have a successful marriage. And if that was on the table, then she's doing just fine. But she should have had that conversation long ago
when
before she even got to this point so she can
when
rule out if marriage is for her or not.
so when should she have had that conversation?
Let's just, how old is this woman?
When
She
I
looks
said
28 to me.
yeah, when I said before she got married, before she got children, and when I said she should
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
out,
A woman should know by the age about 21, 22. What
oh hell,
if
oh
no,
hell
a
no.
woman, what am I getting ready to say? See, here we go with the presuppositions. What am I getting ready to say?
If you're finna say she should know what she wants to do, when and how by the age of 21, hell no.
That's not what I was going to say.
Okay.
A woman should know by the age of 21 if marriage is on if marriage and children have come off the table completely or if they're still on the table.
No.
If they're still on the table, that doesn't mean they can't come off in the future. But if they are to come off,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows this by that age,
Mm-hmm.
that's best for her because then she can pivot and move in a direction that she, you know what I mean? She can seek other things at that age. That, you know how I know? Because the education system's set up that way, her
Mm-hmm.
body's set up that way, society is set up that way. 21 is the pivotal age. It's your first truly pivotal age that determines it is the first fork in the road to determine the direction of the rest of your life. After that, once you choose a road, you're going to come to other forks in the road. But at about 21 is the first genuinely pivotal age where you could go left or right. And everything after that will be determined based on that first very fundamental decision. That's
Mm-hmm.
where that decision should have been made. And even if she said, you know what, I still am entertaining the idea of marriage and children, then
Mm-hmm.
you can go down that road, but you need to start preparing now if that's what you want. And you stop that preparation the moment you decide that's not what you want. But if at that age you decide that's not what you want and go another direction, you can't come back to it again after too long. So
Well,
that's when I say you need to have that decision made at that age.
right. Well, I decide. Well, my thought process is you should at least take time to grow up first. You should at least take time to be a full grown human being. Know your emotions. Know what you want to do. How you
And
want to do it. When you want
what
to.
age?
by the time you're
What age?
25, because
25.
your brain is not fully developed until you reach 25. So
Right.
25, then you'll know whether I want to be married, whether I want to have children, whether I want to be married without children, whether I
Now
want
watch this.
to do a job. I should know what career I
That's
may or may
perfect.
not want
That's
by the
perfect.
25.
That's perfect. I'm glad you said that. So, can you make these decisions overnight?
No, that's why you have that
Right.
25 window.
Exactly, which is where I put 21. Exactly. That's exactly my point. That's where the conversation needs to start to be being had. You
Mhm.
start to have an idea as to what direction, and you start making preparations to go in that direction. So by the time you're 25, you can lay down the gauntlet and say, here's what I'm doing. This woman's 28. She's 3 years past that. Her gauntlet was laid down. Lady, sit in it. No one gives a fuck. You made your decision. You prepared your bed. You must lay in it. You have
Yeah, but
children now. Your duties are clear cut.
wait a minute.
Move on. Fuck off.
Yeah,
Get
but
over it.
here's the thing. That's not how the world works. People,
That's exactly how the world works. That's not how this woman's mind is working. That
that's
is
not how the world
precisely
works.
how the world works. She has
That's why
children.
y'all
Her
wanted
children give no shits about her happiness. You know
people.
why? Because that's how the world works.
People get divorced every day.
That's okay. Was she gonna unalive them children?
No,
No, exactly. Right. Her duties are clear cut, and they don't give a fuck about her
child's
happiness.
obligation, a child's obligation is not the same as a husband's obligation. She can
No, no,
things. She can do many
Hold on,
things
hold
with the
on,
child.
hold on, hold
no,
on,
no. But
Having
for
a
her to
hold
husband.
on.
best
The
fulfill
husband
her,
is a good husband. He's a good husband.
right,
She's saying
exactly.
he was a good husband.
For her to fulfill her parental obligation would mean she would need to continue with her marital obligation to put that child in the best position possible. So they are absolutely tied hand in hand. You know how I know they were tied hand in hand when they slept together and made the child. And
Brother,
that separation is never going to occur until somebody goes.
well, the
This is
whole
crazy. Black America, what are we doing?
I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all trying to say
I,
that.
I don't
Y'all
I
trying to
don't know.
say.
And
Y'all
this
trying
was
to
a
see.
married
No,
woman,
y'all
Aaron.
trying to get
This
this
was a
woman. See,
married
no,
woman.
This
no.
does
What
not
you
sound like a
trying to
married
do?
woman to me.
No, what y'all trying to do is make a unhappy woman stay with a happy man and make him miserable.
We don't know that he's happy. We don't know that he's happy. See, there we go with the
What do you
presuppositions.
mean? We
This is
don't
why I
know
say
what
we
he.
don't ask questions. Is this man happy? Have we heard from him?
We can
If
only
the
make.
answer is no, then
We
that's
can.
an assumption.
So why would you encourage him to stay married then? What do you?
Because they have
Because we
children.
don't care about happiness, HQ.
We
You
don't give a shit.
Life is
once
only gonna
again,
give you about
what,
50 or 60 good years. Ain't no way you gonna be
who
married
gives a
no
shit?
40
Men,
years or no 30 years and
men,
you just gonna stay
men die
unhappy.
earlier than
That's
women.
not gonna work.
HQ, men die earlier than women. You want to know what makes men happy?
That's
When
not
we see our kids accomplish a goal. Like I told you, my daughter swam across this. She swam across the whole swimming pool for the first time, like last week or something. That that made me smile. But anytime me and her sit and take a picture, she puts her little fingers up on both sides of my face, saying, "Daddy, you never smile." Because I don't give a shit about that. That's not what makes me
My daughter
happy.
does the same thing. Damn, my daughter does the
so,
same thing.
so it is the same all over, HQ. And I told you, I'm sorry. It is secrets about men that you don't know. And
and
one of those secrets
I'm saying
is
if
men
those
are not going to
I'm
change.
just saying if those are successful routes that you take, then I'm saying do what is successful for you. Wait a minute, hold on. I don't gotta have X, Y, and Z. I can't get no likes. Give me the like in the chat. I
Hold
19
on.
people in here. Hit the like button. You need to be hitting the like button, the share button, all of those good things. But here's the thing, Black America. We only here for a finite amount of time.
Yeah.
There's no way people are going to sign up to be miserable for those 40 or 50 years.
Hey, can I open this door?
Just ain't gonna get women and men to sign up for that. That's why you got 70% women leaving marriages because they're not signing up to be miserable. I am saying you need to discover and figure out who and what you are before you get married. When you figure out what you like and don't like, X, Y, and Z, then you need to be jumping into marriage. Jumping into marriage before the age of 25, not knowing what you like, not knowing what you desire, not knowing what you want to pursue, not knowing what type of woman you are, that does nobody any good. I don't care whether there's a timeline or not. Even if you make the timeline all the way up to 36, at least you know yourself by 36. At least the success rate might
Hold
be
on,
better than if you jump into marriage right here. You think this
hold
marriage
on,
is going to last past 2 or 3 more years?
hold
Hell
on, hold
no.
on. What you just said, you don't care, and that's what I am telling you. Is men. I know it's a hard concept, HQ. We will sit in misery. We will sit
Women
with a
won't.
woman that's not having sex with us. We will sit when you guys get fat. We will sit when you're pregnant and you want me to get up at 3:35 in the goddamn morning and go get you a Snickers and some vanilla ice cream. Get up. I need some Snickers and vanilla ice cream. We will do that. Doesn't make us happy, but we don't give a shit. We will do what is needed to be done because it's our duty. We don't care about the happiness part. It's
I'm
I and
saying
and I know it's a hard concept for women to understand.
the way the rates are going, you guys are going to have to start care. If you want to have better rates, maybe you don't want to have better rate of marriage. Maybe this status quo is great for your side and they side. Maybe it's great for everybody's side. I'm saying I don't have to go along with the status quo of women saying all men ain't shit, all men need to do this, or men over here saying all women ain't shit. I don't have to go along with that status quo. I
And we
see.
don't. And how
I
many
see
how many
people that
men say that women? How many men say that all women are shit? How
not
many
all, you know what
podcasters?
I mean. Most y'all
No,
say
no,
most, or if, or
no.
a
We're
significant
talking.
part.
We're talking about behavior. HQ. If women would just be quiet, okay, I don't want to date you. Okay, fine. But when a woman say, "Nigga, I don't want to date your ugly fat ass, you small dick broke motherfucker," like I don't. That's fine. And we slink away, and we go ask the girl on the next bar stool that's next to you because there's always another one, HQ. And
Right.
that's what.
I
And
get that.
and so what I'm telling you is, for women, okay, why are our women and black women, I'll say our women, why are our black women so impoverished?
In what? So in what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You just,
Impoverished. Why are our black women so
what do you mean
typically poor?
impoverished? There's only
Why?
26% poor.
Oh, okay. So
26% single mothers poor. That's not the single women. Single mothers are 26% poor. It's not the single women.
okay, I would say
Single women make
differently.
more money than anybody.
Who?
Single women make more money than anybody, any female.
That's not true. HQ. You guys have been losing money the last 2 years.
Wait a
Black
minute.
women.
Hold on. I said single women make more money than the married women, and the married single women, single mothers. They make more than both of those three people sets of people, two sets of people. I'm sorry. That's
Okay, you really need to. We need to have a stat day on here so you can really get this ironed
so
out, so
women.
you can
Single women
actually
make
see.
more. No, married men, women make more than single women.
I, that's not what I said. What I said was we need to have an actual stat day where we actually take a time and look up certain things so you're not spitballing and just throwing shit against the wall and hoping it sticks.
How am
It
I
needs to
throwing
be.
shit? How am I throwing shit against the wall when I say single women make more money than married women and single mothers? How am I throwing shit along the wall? That's not throwing shit along the wall.
Because these bitches are broke. And once again, you don't have sex with women, so I wouldn't expect you to know this. So, and you don't date them, you don't
You
go
said
out
women
with
are
them.
broke, and I said women make more than X, Y, and Z. Those are not two of the same arguments.
No, and what
I
I'm
didn't
telling
argue with you about women being broke. I didn't argue with you about that. I said single women make more than X, Y, and Z. Two different arguments.
oh, okay, all right, I'll just say okay. I don't agree because all of the stats say, and now I am talking about black women,
What?
how much how much our women in this community makes on average. It's
Wait a
it's
minute.
not like
Wait a minute. Hold
they're
on.
not
Let's have that
balling.
conversation. What do you mean? What they make? What do you mean? Give me a number. Black women make $1,000 a week, and black men make 1,500. Or what are you talking about?
No. So let's well then let's do that. Black women make $918 a week, and
Mhm.
black men make $1,018 a week. Stuff like that.
So how is that?
That's
How
what we're
is it?
talking about.
Wait a minute. No, what you said was black women are broke. So you mean black women and men are broke?
No, black women spend $2,500 a month.
What? What do you mean black women spend $2,500 a month?
Remember how I said a black man or most men would be happy with just a one bedroom, a couch, and a TV and an Xbox? But you need hair, nail, you gotta have a car note, you gotta have this, you gotta have that. Your money is spent differently. When we acquire our money is not spent the same as a woman's money, HQ.
Yeah, but I don't. Okay, okay, I'll take your word for it. So what is your point though? What is your point?
Your
You guys make more money.
outgoing
You
money,
guys know how to not spend
your
money on air. You guys don't spend money on
it,
X. What?
right, your outgoing money eclipses your incoming money. Our
Okay.
incoming money, we live within our, and that's why I told you, most men, especially young men, we don't have a car note unless we have a really really good job. We go find a car from a neighbor or a grandma or something like that, and we fucking drive that shit until the wheels fell off, and
No, no,
then
I
we fix
understand
it.
what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but why are you saying that? What was the point of you bringing this up? This comparison. Why did you bring that up? Black America? Because I don't understand why you brought that comparison up. We already know those stats. I get those stats, but why did you bring them up to make the point of what? I don't know. Black America? Aaron? Black America? Aaron? Black America? Aaron?
I'm
Can,
here.
can you
Oh,
hear me, HQ?
yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, I'm saying, why did you bring that up? What was the point in telling us that? Me that? What? I
Well,
understand.
because women can't keep money in their pockets. That's what keeps them broke.
Okay,
That's
just
that's that's the whole point.
If I may, Black America, I think what he really is trying to highlight is women's susceptibility to falling for the hedonic treadmill, right? The treadmill of self um, gratification, or it's like, you ever hear of the hedonic treadmill? Let's say you're in this house and you see another house that's bigger, better, with more amenities. So you go buy that house.
mhm.
And the house for the first year is amazing. You're entertaining in it. You love it. Every time you come home, it feels like you're coming home to a hotel. 5 years later, you like the house, but it's lost its novelty. 10 years later, this house is not good enough for you, especially when you're paging through the classifieds, and you see there's this other house that's, you know, 200 square foot bigger than what you got, and the amenities are newer, right? And all of a sudden, oh man, I gotta have this house.
Right,
So you go and get this house.
right.
The first house you were in was just fine. It had granite countertops. It was 1,900 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, finished basement. It was fine for you.
Mhm.
You saw the one that was 2,700 square feet and had an extra bedroom and a den with a powder room off of it. And then you saw the one after that had marble on the floor and the countertop. It wasn't just tile on the floor with marble countertops.
Mhm.
And the den had an outdoor portion called a solarium, and there was a pool attached to, you know what I mean? And you keep going up and going up. This is the hedonic treadmill. Men don't really get on that thing. Women are more susceptible to the hedonic treadmill. They're never satisfied. You ever hear how much is good enough for a woman? More.
Mm. Yeah, but I mean, that stereotype is there for a reason because a lot of women feel like that. So if
Yeah,
a,
I know. I
so if a lot
100%, and it shows in the expenditures.
so if a lot of women feel like that, and you know that, then that shouldn't even be a non-start. That shouldn't even be a conversation because you know that
It,
that's
it should
built
be
in.
it
That
should be the conversation because it goes against the very duties that I was speaking of in the beginning when I first showed up,
Mhm.
and it goes against the very idea that who we are as individuals in the grand scheme of things ain't shit. It makes her the center
Why
of the
everybody always
universe in
want
her eyes.
settle? Why you
What?
always want people to settle for what
No,
they
no, no. This isn't about settling as much as it is about realization.
women understand choices. They make the choices every day. They choose to live beyond their means every day.
Right. And they can't choose what they want for dinner that night. Are you serious?
Is it That's my whole point. My whole point is, do you know yourself enough to figure these things out? You
Women don't know what they want for dinner. You want women to know themselves,
well,
and that's constantly
I'm
moving and
pretty
in
much
flux, as
robust.
indicated by the hedonic treadmill. What you
I,
want today is not what's going to be what you want tomorrow, and you can't keep up with that. You want the world? Are you crazy?
those are minuscule decisions.
No,
Yeah,
no.
right. So what happens
So
when you get to the
no.
big ones?
Wait a minute. We're talking
So
about life.
listen to this. This is how it translates. This is how it translates into
Right,
women with diversity. What you just said
right.
is settling. This is how it translates into women. Well, Jane just got a new Mercedes, and your husband go works his finger to the bone to get you a BMW all
Mhm.
leather. You got the 7 series Alpina package, and then the other ladies they go get the AMG. So now you gotta find something. It's like you always. It's never enough of more.
But here's the
It's
thing. That's built into women already. You know that's a built-in thing with women. Why is it a complaint when you already know it's a built-in thing for women? If
it's
it's a
not a
built
complaint to me because
all
I
women,
know how
hold
to
on.
say no and fuck you.
If it's all women who always want more, who always want to do X, Y, and Z, why is there a complaint about it if you already know it's built into every woman? I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying you all are saying that it is. Why is this a complaint when you already know it's something built? And that's just like saying, God damn, you always wearing them, you always having that black skin, you always doing X, Y, and Z. It's built in. Why are we having a conversation about women spending money X, Y, and Z? You all made it an issue.
Because you don't
You all
because you
said
don't
all
make the
women do it.
money.
You all
You
said
don't
women
make the
do it,
money
huh?
because you don't make the money to spend on said items.
Yeah,
We
but you
have to
just said
go
single women are outspend themselves. They are spending the money themselves. What do you mean? Men don't walk into marriages. A lot of men don't walk into marriages, start paying her bills, start paying her back bills. Most men don't start
across
walking into marriage.
across the board, men overall out earn women, yet women are responsible for 80% of the consumer debt and 70% of consumer spending. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? So they men don't.
We earn the money,
Aaron,
y'all spend it.
Men do not
so
walk into marriages paying women's debt. So what are you talking about? They have their own debt.
I say it again. Men, by and large, out earn women across the board. If you took every dollar earned and get an average of who earns more, men are going to earn more. Yet 80% of consumer debt
Mhm.
belongs to women, and women are responsible for more than 70% of consumer spending. Look
Okay.
at the automotive industry.
I'm
You
not
would assume
arguing
that
those
that
stats. I'm
industry
not
is
arguing
made
those
to appeal
stats.
to men, yet there's more crossover SUVs on the road because women feel safe higher up off the ground in low consumption vehicles. They're responsible for 70 to 80% of the amount of cars built and put on the road because they're the ones who buy it. And the car industry belongs to men. Are you serious?
But I'm
We
not
earn the money, y'all spend it. The
I'm not
end.
arguing about what money. I'm not arguing about the fact that they do it. You're saying that they do it. They got 15%, they got 85%, blah, blah, blah. I get all of that. I'm saying most men do not walk into a marriage paying her debt. she pays her own debt. Normally, she pays her own debt. This is
And
what
she's allowed to pay that debt because the man then takes over the bulk of everything else. HQ. That's all we're saying. That's all we say.
so I'm saying, why do we bring that up when it's already built into the relationship? You all said that. I didn't say that. You all said it was already cooked into the cake. You said that.
Because we would be a lot happier if it wasn't. But you know what? We accept it. Fuck your happiness is what we're saying.
Right, right, and then we're miserable behind it. Where you said something the other day, right? Let me tell you something, HQ. You said something the other day. We were when you had that show about I don't know, it was somewhere on the East Coast where they was finding those bodies. Remember?
Oh, the
So
serial killers. Yeah.
right. So I after that I went down the whole little thing. Ted Bundy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He operated for years with impunity, going around and unaliving women. You
Right.
know what those women weren't? They weren't married. And most of them were single women, and a lot of them were streetwalkers. So,
Mm-hmm.
yes, nobody is finding a woman like that because nobody cares about women like that.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean, HQ?
Mm-hmm.
And for a
Yeah, but
married
it's not the
woman,
same as a single woman who's being fit and
we
productive.
don't we listen, and this is another thing that I'm going to tell you. This is another nasty truth that I'm going to tell you. Men don't care about single women unless it's that woman that you're picking to be your woman. You are going to use her and discard her in any at any time. I'm going to give you respect and more deference than I'm going to give a single woman. You know why? Because you were married. Now, if you were still married at the time, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still going to give you more respect and more deference than I would a single woman. HQ.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Every every
100%.
everybody everybody puts the weed down when grandma come out the house. When your auntie come out the house, nobody gives a fuck about auntie. You see what I mean? But grandma come out the house, we respect you. We put the blunt down, nigga turn the music down a little bit. You know, you're not slamming the dominoes as hard. And when she go back in the house, then you can fire the shit back up. But but a single woman walking down the street, fair game. Target on your back. They don't mean anything, HQ. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, that is another truth that women need to know. Unless it's a man that is trying to pick you to be his,
Mm-hmm.
then you don't mean anything to him.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. I mean, I understand. I get that concept. I get that. You drilled that home very much so. I get all of that. But I'm saying single women, I'd rather you stay a single woman to be on the internet doing something like this young lady has been doing or this young lady has done because she's going to end up single really, really soon because of the choices that she did not make before she got married. Now she's in the middle of it. I get it. But with our
So,
society, she ain't going to be married long with our
so
society.
you, so you mean to tell me you want her to look back on every person between her, Adam and Eve, that made a decision to get in bed with a person, procreate with a person that led to her living this life that she gets the privilege to enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to terminate that line of genealogy right then and there with her. She's going to take it all out the door with her when she goes. That's fantastic. That's great. That's awesome. That is a great way to appreciate your genealogical lineage. Good on her. Round
No,
of applause.
I'm
It
not telling
ends with her happiness, snuffed out like a flame in the night. I love it.
I'm not telling her, I'm not telling this young lady anything.
Me neither. I'm giving that bitch a round of applause.
This young lady, this young lady has made choices that she got to live with or she don't have to live with. That's a
No, no, no,
I'm
no. Her,
saying,
her, her duties are outlined. She has children. She's fucked.
I'm saying before you have those children, before you get married, don't get married, don't have children, don't do any of those things until you figure out what you are and what you want to be on this planet. Don't do it unless you hit a certain ripe old age and you've had these experiences, you've done these things, you looked at the career, you figured out the career, you figured out whether you want to be married. You do all of these things first. You can't make decisions after you're married because you're already in the marriage. And 9 times out of 10, she's not going to stay married because this is a society that we're in. We're in a society where people make instant decisions and then all of a sudden I'm not married anymore. All of a sudden I'm cheating on my wife. All of a sudden I don't love my wife. I just married her because she was good. She knew how to cook and clean. This goes for men and women. You need to figure out
No,
you
no,
before you
that's
get
not.
married.
So with me and HQ, be honest, that's not how. I could fuck 1,000 women every year. That doesn't mean I don't love my wife. That's not what that means.
Black America, we're talking about most people. We're not talking about you. We're talking
We're
about
talking.
most people.
What we're talking about is men. Men have.
And this is the beginning. This is that the conversation that we were having when you got on the panel. You all men need to change just like women need to change. That
But
mindset that you have,
and
men
I'm
need to
telling
change.
you, men are not going to change. Men are not going. I'm sorry. It's like the sun coming up every day. HQ, if the sun didn't come up, then something has changed and everything would go to shit. It would go to hell in the handbasket real quick.
And I
It would be chaotic. If men change,
mm-hmm,
things will get really bad
mm-hmm,
really quick and for everybody.
mm-hmm.
Not just women, even me and Aaron would constantly have to be on guard because we have people that we have to care for and protect. So everything would be a nail and we would have to be a hammer constantly. It's not good if
I'm
something
saying,
like that changes.
I'm saying you are on that side of the fence and women may be on that side of the fence. If you don't feel like you need to come over on this side and she don't feel like she need to come over here, we're going to continue to have what we have. I'm saying I'm not willing to go along with the status quo. You're willing to go along with the status quo. I'm
No,
saying
let me ask you this
go along
question.
with the status
Let,
quo.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Where in life or in anything does straddling the fence work? Have you heard that term?
Yeah.
Where in life has straddling the fence ever proved to be effective?
That Olympic sport called fence straddling.
Yes. I'm saying
He was being facetious. That's
I
not a
understand
real
what he's
fucking
saying.
sport.
I understand he's being facetious. I get that. But here's the thing. I truly believe that men need to change and women need to change. I believe that. There's people like me who believe that. I'm willing to facilitate or help that. I'm not willing to coddle her and tell her she ain't doing nothing, girl. You just do you. You the queen. You that bitch. I ain't willing to tell her that. And I'm not willing to tell you, oh no, man, you ain't gotta do nothing. You ain't gotta have no dick discipline. You ain't gotta do nothing. You ain't gotta I ain't willing to tell you that. So I'm telling you, I'm not willing to tell you that. I'm not willing to tell her she a bad bitch. I'm willing to tell both of y'all, like I told Mr. Fantastic yesterday, there's things that need to change because all of us keep going back and forth. You a bad bitch. You a bad motherfucker. You this. No, it's not working. What you all are doing is not working. So if you want better results, then things have to change. I'm saying I'm willing to do my part. I'm willing to help the women. Hey, keep your legs closed. Stop having babies. Get on birth control. Figure out what the fuck you want to do before you get married. I'm willing to tell men the same thing. Learn some dick discipline. Become more ambitious. Do what you need to do by the female that you give your first
Hold
baby.
on.
I'm
Ambitious. What do
willing
you
to
mean?
hold on.
Ambitious.
I'm
Hold
just
on.
telling you
Ambitious. What
what
do you
I would
mean?
say. I'm telling you what I would say. That might be somebody else's thought process. I'm saying the things that I would say. So I'm saying all of y'all need work, men and women, both of y'all. The women, these are what women are saying over here. This is what men are saying. Ain't that what y'all saying? Keep your legs closed. Stop having baby by Pookie. Stop fucking with. Ain't that what y'all saying to the women? I'm saying the women are telling them.
No,
The women are
we're not saying
I'm
that.
telling you, women, hold on. I'm telling you, women are saying y'all need to get some dick discipline. Y'all need to become more ambitious. Y'all need to do X, Y, and Z. This is what I'm telling you. The women are saying for the men. This is what y'all telling the women. I'm saying you both need to change some shit. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if you want to stand over there and you want to do what you want to do in your corner, then ain't nothing gonna change. So I don't want to hear men like I tell Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic, you not willing to wear a condom? You worried about what happens when you get in the bedroom? You blaming a woman to be that's pregnant? You blaming her for getting pregnant? Then I don't want, and you not willing to wear a condom? Then don't fucking talk to me about goddamn child support law. Then don't fucking talk to me about this baby may or may not be yours. Don't talk to me about that shit if you're not willing to wear a condom. You're not willing to protect your seed. You have to, men have to change just like women have to change. It ain't just her fault. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not willing to stand on the sidelines and be y'all cheerleader. I'm gonna be your cheerleader, man. I'm gonna be your cheerleader, female.
What do you
No,
hear?
not no
What do you
more.
hear men complaining about child support?
I'm
Let's take
saying
this
you
a
hear
point
it
at a
on
time.
all the
I,
platforms.
okay,
You hear
good.
it
You
on
hear it on
all
the
the platforms.
platforms. What do you hear when men say about paying child support? What do you hear about that?
I don't know the exact determinants of it. I don't know the
You
exact
know why?
details.
Because you have never paid child support and you're not a man and you don't have male friends that pay child support. Let me tell you the problem with child support. The problem with child support is not paying the child support. We don't give a fuck about the money. We don't care paying the money. If
Right.
I'm going to be paying my money for
You
it,
just
I
don't
want
want her to have it.
no, I want access to my child. It's called yes, I'm going to be giving you $900 a month, but I don't get to see my kid. When I pull up to see my kid, you have a problem, or you need to change times, or it's a complaint, or this or that.
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem that men have with child support, HQ.
Well,
We're
I
not
mean, I
complaining.
understand. I understand that there's issues and
So
problems.
so
But I'm
so
saying
so that's
what
so
you
fucking a
stand
bitch
to
and getting her
me,
pregnant is
right?
not the problem.
Okay,
Just
fair,
give me access to my kid.
okay. That's the issue you have. That's the issue you have with her. What issues do you have with you? What issues do you think you need to change? You told me you didn't need to change nothing. So if there's men like you, hold on, hold on. If there's men like you that are out there that say they don't need to change, they don't need to do nothing, we don't need to do jack shit. Why are we making complaints about the woman standing on her side saying she don't need to do jack shit? She talking just like you. She saying I ain't got to change a motherfucking thing. You saying I ain't got to change a motherfucking thing. Well, why you complaining about the women then? If you don't want to do no self-reflection, if you don't want to change nothing, why you over here trying to change me? If
You
you
know
ain't gonna
why,
change
HQ? You
yourself,
know why,
you gonna
HQ?
change
Because
me.
single fathers, hold on, because single fathers don't go in fucking garages, sleep in the car with their children, and the children die. Right? These are things that are happening to women. These are things that are happening majority to black women. They're on the street. You never hear about this shit happening with men, HQ. It only happens to women. You if a child dies in the father of the custody, that shit would be worldwide news for fucking years, and everybody would be talking about it. And those type of things don't happen with the father. You know why? Because our duty, we know, is to our children first, and that's all we care about.
And what you want a woman to do is to care about the same things that you all do. And women are different.
No, no, that's not it at all, HQ. You're
Mm.
not. Your job isn't the same as mine. I know you can't physically or mentally care about the things that I care about. What you can do is you can say, hey, I need to live under a structure. And unfortunately for women,
Mhm.
some women, not all women, the best structure is underneath that man that you had the kids by. Because that is the only man who's going to care for that child and for you by proxy. Just because you had the kid by him, he's going to care for and about you.
Mm. What say you, Aaron?
I mean, he hasn't said any lies, or I mean, I don't think. At the end of the day, I just understand the selfish nature of women and the hedonic treadmill. How when they get on it, how that can influence their decision making abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just outlining everything he just said. How the man he prioritizes his focus on the success of the family, and a woman.
Cannot get a woman to care about the success of the family.
Of course, no, I know,
You all
I
do.
understand that. That's why I said the women are selfish. No, I got it. I hear
So
you.
since we know that is the case,
Y'all know motherfuckers need to change.
it's already built into the cake, then that means there has to be navigation around that. You can't be, I got to come to you and say, you a selfish bitch and you need to change. If the bulk of women are doing that and they feel like that's normal or that is normal conditioning for a woman to do, then
So
you
we
should have to complain about that. You can
so
be
we
mad.
acquiesce. So we acquiesce to that.
That's just like us acquiescing to the fact that y'all don't give a fuck about us.
No, 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 no. How can you say that when we just opened the conversation with saying that the family is the priority even over ourselves, meaning
But you
the
said
women and children, or the children and women in that order, then us. So how can we say we don't give a fuck about y'all?
you all,
It's y'all that don't give a fuck about us.
because you all said that. You all said that. You said,
No, 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 no. We said we don't
don't.
give a shit about your happiness.
Right. So if you don't give,
That's not you.
but you don't give a shit about our happiness, but we do, but we do. So why should we change your?
because we give because we give a shit about you, and you don't even give a shit about us or our happiness. See, our happiness is a component of us. We give a shit about women, just not your happiness. Women don't even give a shit about us.
Hmm.
They'll put their happiness over us, which is how this whole conversation's been.
Yeah, this is a conversation that we having with this young lady.
How
Like,
are you going to tell me then a woman shouldn't change if she's putting her happiness out in front of everybody else when a man is putting
a woman,
everybody else out in front of him? That's crazy.
I did not say a woman shouldn't change. I said women should change. I said you.
You said it's baked in. There's no way to change it. We got to move around it. That's what you said.
No, I said women are not going to change. Women are not going to change a spending habit or what. Women are not going to change those kind of things. Or you all came up with women doing that on a permanent basis. I never said women were going to do that on a permanent basis. You all said that. I didn't say anything about what a woman would or wouldn't do on a permanent basis. I never said any of that. You said that. I'm
What
just
we're talking
on
about,
what you said.
what we're talking about is changing the overall selfish nature of women. That's all we're getting at.
And that's your interpretation. That's not
But you haven't even rebutted it.
because I'm not rebutting. That's not
You can't rebut it.
that's not
It's
what
there. You
I'm
said
not
it. It's
rebutting it.
baked
I'm
in.
not rebutting anything. I'm saying
It's
if
again. It's baked in.
you believe that it's baked in, you all
No, you said it's baked in,
because you said all women, that means it's baked into all women.
and
So if
you
you
agreed.
I didn't agree. I said if it's baked in and this is how women act, then why is it that we're having a conversation about something that you all say is baked in? I didn't
No,
say
we didn't say. We're not saying it's baked in. It can absolutely be changed. It's something that's worsening over time. It did. It didn't used to be like this. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Men and women have flaws. One of the flaws that men have, I always say, women are crazy, men are stupid. Right. One of the flaws that men have is our propensity to fuck a variety of women, right? But we have workarounds. We don't force women to have to deal with that. We ask you to understand and accept it, but we still do the work to try to control it. That's why we acquiesce to things like the institution of marriage and the idea of monogamy. All right. You can at least get that out of us. So that's us fighting our internal nature. We're asking you to do the same. We understand you're selfish, but we also asking you to do something about it, not just leave it baked in and require me to maneuver around it. Because if we did that to y'all, then it would be y'all and all the rest of them, and it wouldn't be shit you could do about it.
okay. So, since you all think it's baked in and a woman has to change on certain levels, this is my point. I don't know what's baked into women or men. I don't know what's baked into men. I don't understand any of that. You all have that interpretation of women. I say people are individual and they change X, Y, and Z. People have to figure out what they want. I'm saying to you, if you stand on this side of the fence and she stands over here, and the only thing you're saying is she needs to change, then it's never going to work because she has issues with what you are doing too. I'm saying both of y'all have, as man and woman, both of you have things that you need to change and do and work on. Don't just clean up your backyard. You clean up your backyard, she'll clean up her backyard.
See, see,
And
now, do you see how I just did that? How I sat there and offered you something that's baked in the men and something that we are working on. See, that's how these conversations go. Men don't have a problem with acquiescing to thing, but women are the ones that don't want to move on being changed. They're not the one, especially not without this. I know you are, but what am I response? You know what I mean? This conditional change. Men aren't willing to change under some conditions. We're saying, you know what? This is the change you want us to make away from our natural, our nature. We're willing to deviate for it, the end. And that's how that conversation goes. Now, the next day when we have a conversation about y'all, we need y'all to change away from y'all nature. Oh well, you got to make a change too. Like what's with the what's with the
no.
what the
Somebody asked me, why did I go over there and say what I said to Mr. Fantastic? I
oh
said
you
I
talk
went over there to talk to him, say that to Mr. Fantastic
what's
because
the somebody's name?
uh maybe it was Mr. Black America or somebody in the chat. It was two people. It was somebody in chat and Mr. Black America. Why did you go over there and say that to Mr. Fantastic? I said it to Mr. Fantastic because, see, y'all know why I hate, you know why I wasn't on panels before I got to the SBC? I wasn't on panels because I got sick of people going back and forth with you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, and nobody doing anything. I went over there to talk to Mr. Fantastic just to shake the fucking table. Because every time you go over there and you speak to somebody on Fatty's panel, it's always a pile. It's always the same rhetoric. Women need to change. We perfect. We men don't need to change. If she keep her legs closed, maybe this wouldn't happen. Okay, she needs to keep her legs closed. We got it. We got the message. So now what do you need to do as a man? Because the women are over there bitching about what you're doing. What do
There
you
you
need to
go.
do as a man?
There you
What's
go.
So,
He's doing it again.
what do
so
men need to
no,
do then, HQ? What do men need to do then,
I
HQ?
said what
And
I
you,
heard the women say. I said what I heard the women say. You need to get dick discipline. You need to become more ambitious. You need to marry your baby mama, the original person that you get married to. You get pregnant. You get a woman pregnant. You marry her. This
You
is
want
what
to know something? You want
This
to
is
know
what I
something?
heard on the channel last night, on a channel where they bash men. I went to a channel where they bashed men. I didn't know they bashed men. I just went there because I was looking for some place to go troll. But I looked up and I was sitting in the audience, and then they were like, "Oh, men need to do X, Y, and Z." So I heard those women. So I'm saying I don't like that. I keep hearing everywhere I go that
were
men
those good
trying to
women,
do.
HQ? Were those good women?
No, they weren't. They weren't the
Scouts?
besters. They weren't those. I don't even know what those
No,
channels
no,
are.
no, 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 no. I'm saying, were those good women? Were those good women who were
Those were
worthy
married women.
of good?
One were single. There were single women on the panel, and then there were married women on the panel. They were
So,
all
so the married women said that their men needed to be more ambitious and have and dick discipline. The married
men,
women said
men as
that.
a whole. Men as a whole. Men as a whole. We have the same thing on the other side. So women as a whole were saying that, just like men as a whole over here are saying the same thing. I'm saying you keep saying the same thing. I've been observing these panels for the past 2 years. I came on these panels 2 years ago. It almost be 2 years ago, maybe next week. I came on these panels and started listening to people, and the same bullshit that I heard on that day one is the same bullshit I'm hearing today. Women need to do this. Women need to change. Women need to, they selfish. Women don't know how to keep their leg cold. Women don't need to do that. And the same thing on the women's side. Men need to have dick discipline. Men need to do X, Y, and Z. And you still got a goddamn 25% marriage rate. So that means that, and then, oh, my beloved Kevin Samuels, he was just the truth. Red pill, he was just the truth. I ain't seen one goddamn successful statistic yet. So all that shit people talking is bullshit. So I'm saying to you, I'm not I'm not standing on no side, because what you keep telling me is not working. In our community, telling her she need to keep her legs closed, telling her she's selfish, telling her she need to change, and you not changing is not working.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
All I'm
Wait a
saying.
minute.
That's all I'm
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. When women say these things,
saying.
what's men's response to them?
Excuse me.
Oh, historically,
Uh, it's always a what aboutism.
no, 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 no. I can tell you what
No,
men's
no.
response
What
is.
when men say when I tell you to have dig discipline, no, y'all should worry about men's nature. Men's nature is this. No,
No,
we
see,
can't control
this is how I know. Oh, okay, and then address the ambition piece, and then what?
the ambition piece, as in men make it always starts out with doing it always they only make $43,000 a year, or 43 to $53,000 a year. But then if we make more, or we get into the position of trying to make more, we want to push them to do more. We want them to do more, and then they don't want to do more.
All right, now watch this. Here's how it actually shakes out. You ready?
Excuse me.
This is what men actually do with the advice. We get into monogamous relationships that end up with marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and we continue to out earn y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's us taking what y'all want us to do and actually doing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, and this whataboutisms that you speak of, they're not whataboutisms.
Mm-hmm.
What it is, they're
Hold on
pleased
one
for you
second,
to.
Aaron. Hold on one second, Aaron. HQ, do you accept that men do what he said? Do you accept that we go out, we marry you guys, and then we start making more money, and then we continue through the rest of our life with that same cycle? Do you accept that?
Yes. Why do you do that?
Because you asked us
Okay. No,
to.
I was just because you asked us to is why we do it. I was
When you get
you
married,
accept.
she asks you to, right?
No, 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 no. Within the text context of the conversation, you're saying that women, by and large, make these requests of men to change to do these things. What I'm saying, by and large, the men have satisfied those requests. Women want men to have dick discipline. So we have dick discipline when we go to marry you. Women want men to be ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
So married men make more money than single men, because when we get married to y'all, we got to make more money. So we're satisfying the request that women have upon us.
On a significant amount, a significant scale, that women are noticing that.
No, I'm talking about and what you can see. It's not what I'm not worried about what women are noticing. I'm talking about the outcomes. If that weren't the outcomes, then the numbers wouldn't shake out that way. You would not have monogamous relationships leading to marriage. None of y'all would be married. We see what you do with marriage, but that's another conversation. We would not be proposing to y'all, fuck that,
Mm-hmm.
at
Mm-hmm.
all. And our money would be our money. We wouldn't make more than y'all, and y'all have 70% of consumer spending. It would not be happening like that. But
Mm-hmm.
our ambition is paying dividends to you, and we're still proposing marriage to you. If we did not satisfy what it is that you're asking for, life would look very different across the board. We'd be doing what the hell we want, which, suffice it to say, has very little to do with actual y'all.
So you're saying the women don't have women those the issues that they have, or the concerns they have, are not valid.
No, 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 that's not what I'm saying. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm just saying what happens with the concerns. There is this large scale observance that you can make that your concerns have been fielded,
Mm-hmm.
heard, considered,
Mm-hmm.
and a change has been put into place, right? This so much so to where a man gives another man advice. You know what he says? Earn more money so
Mm-hmm.
you can increase the probability of getting a higher quality woman. And then when you do,
Mm-hmm.
expect to have to practice dick discipline when you marry her.
Mm-hmm.
This is the advice a man gives. This is very red pill advice.
Yeah,
This
but
is what a man tells a man. This has nothing to do with y'all, but it's off the request of y'all.
mm-hmm.
What we're asking is for you to understand what it takes for us to be able to satisfy this request. It's not a tit for tat. It's what you're asking is difficult and requires a lot of me, and we need you to understand that. Now,
So
the next
women.
day, a conversation's had, and we make requests of y'all.
So the
They're all these requests. If you agree to satisfy the request, they're always on some conditional shit.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
And that's clearly observable. That's clearly observable in society. There's conditions.
So I'm saying what you request women to do is not equally difficult. The sacrifice.
I didn't say that. See, there you go. See, there you go.
So I'm
No.
saying no. You brought this. You brought the sacrifice up. You implied that it was a sacrifice. That it's a hardship. That we got to do this in order to comport to what you want. Don't you think women got to comport too? I'm just saying.
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying, I didn't say that it's not difficult. I'm saying that you're making it conditional when we don't.
Yeah, and to me, women don't have to comport, and we see that they don't have to comport because
they don't.
it ends in a divorce. It ends in a divorce, and I don't care if she gets all of the Twinkies out of the cupboard. The women that are getting divorces, they are leaving with some benefit. It's not like they're leaving with no benefit. They're leaving with some benefit as long as they stay the course for at least 10 years. They're getting something out of that relationship.
But I got a question. I got this question. Why do you think we have that? Okay, they have the 70%, they have 70%. Why do you think women leave relationship? If men doing everything they're supposed to do, men are doing all this dick discipline, doing all this good stuff that you say they do. Why are women just leaving just out of willy-nilly? Why are they leaving?
I gave it to you earlier. It's the hedonic treadmill. Nothing's ever enough. You get into this big dream house and you're in there for 5 years and the dream house lost its novelty and you see another house that's bigger and dreamier and you want that one. It's the hedonic treadmill. Y'all don't stop.
So okay, I'm gonna add another layer to it. I'm gonna add another layer to it.
So if
men, we get comfortable. We get comfortable. We get comfortable. We just want to go to work. We want to come home. We don't give a shit about your romance. We got a lot of bills to pay around here. You want to go on a family vacation once a year. These kids got to have school clothes. They got to have all of these things. So we work and whip ourselves to death. Once again, why married men die earlier, right? Because you guys get to kind of take your foot off the gas, and we are all gas, no brakes. We have to do this. Hold on, HQ. And we have to do these things, but you guys, there's no romance, right? You guys want romance. You guys are reading romance novels, and you're watching Sally Jeffrey Raphael, and you're seeing Barbara get a new hairdo, and we can't do it all. We become not enough for the woman we marry. As you guys grow, we become not enough for you.
I get that. So what you're saying, I'm assuming what you're saying is you're not able to keep up with the ambition of your wife. Is that what you're saying?
That's diabolical.
What?
What you just said.
Right? I said it wrong. What?
That's what you heard out of what he said.
Yes, that's what he said. He said that he keeps working and working and working and working. And
Black America, we cook.
And the wife is never satisfied.
Because they hear something different. They hear something different from what we actually say. They hear something. She hears something completely different. You gotta know.
You said that we work ourselves to the bone, to the death, to give you what you want, and it's never enough. Ain't that what you said?
And I said,
You mean we can't? You mean what you meant to say is our ambition can't keep up with your greed? Come on now,
that's what I said.
that's not what you did me.
No,
All right, you know what?
you
I'm
said
muting.
your work can't keep up with our ambition. HQ. I don't. I, words matter, and the context in which you use them in matter.
Oh, man,
You
be hard on that
you
one.
you.
Woo.
My ambition. I'm so ambitious. I am going to whip your ass to death, Toby. I said your name's going to be Toby, boy. I am going to whip your ass to death, Toby, and you're going to work and work and work until you die. And you know what? And I want romance. And I'm on the hedonic treadmill. So that means if I had a 325, I need to be in a 5 series by next year or 2 years. And I got to get you a new wedding ring
I'm
every
not
10
saying
years or anniversary.
I'm not
That's
saying
what you.
any of this is right. I'm not saying any of this is right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we got to do something differently. We gotta do something differently because I mean, it was disheartening to hear that shit last night. It was disheartening to see that panel of women. It was just it wasn't like I had not heard it before.
Right. So my question to you is that a man's problem or is that a woman's problem, HQ? Were those problems that they were talking about, were those problems with men or those were problems that women had with men?
These were problems that they were saying that the reason why they're
That's not,
done dating
you have
is
to
why
answer the question first.
they wanted to stop dating is because those are the issues they were running into, and they wanted to stop dating because they could not find a man who was X, Y, and Z that was black. This is my understanding. I'm
Okay.
summarizing, but that's it.
Okay. And we're fine with that. Stop it. But FYI, once again, just like this young lady, if you
Right.
come out here on the dating market, you're going to be used and you're going to be crying and you're going to be complaining
Mm.
because you're just useful to the group. We
So
we
so
we, we
what do we tell this young lady? What do we tell? This is a real life example of somebody being married. What do you tell this person today?
Shut up. Stay married, raise your damn family. You have kids. Your life is no longer yours. Your ass doesn't belong to you. It is all about your offspring and bettering their chance of success of your bloodline into the future. Stay married to that good man that's providing security and provisions. Raise your damn children, then die.
Mm. Black America, what you giving her?
because because that is the circle of fucking life. It is what it is. You're not every day's not going to be happy. You have to pick your happy spots. You have to
Right,
pick them, and you're not
right.
going to be happy for weeks, sometimes months,
Mhm,
sometimes years. Men are never happy.
mhm,
Men, you think you have it bad. We hate our jobs. We don't like to talk to you. We just want to relax and chill after a long day of work. We don't want to go to the store. We don't
mhm.
want to, if you're stopping by the store, we don't want to get you something. But we do all of that because it is our duty to do. And you have a duty. If
And
you're upset,
yeah,
keep that shit to yourself and let it
my
roll off your back.
my advice to the young lady is you're in the middle of it. This is a good man. It may be a good life. I would say to you, work within that marriage. Figure out where the joy is in that marriage and work within that marriage to find even more joy. If you're not married, don't jump into one until you figured out where your joy lies. But if you're married, like you're married, this young lady is married, find the joy and happiness within your marriage. This person is not putting their hands on you. This person is not cussing you out. You said he's a good man. Then you work with that man to go talk to him. Go talk to him and say, I'm having issues right now. I'm having problems right now. How can you help me not have these issues? How can I do X, Y, and Z? Because if you don't, you're going to walk out that door, sleep with somebody else, do something reckless, walk off on your family. People walk off on their family all the time. I'm saying don't do that. I'm saying work within that marriage to find that happiness. Look for places that you can be by yourself. Wake up in the morning and go into the bathroom and sit in the bathroom and just think about what you want to do. Get a pen and a pencil and start journaling in the bathroom. When it's quiet, ain't nobody around, you ain't got to think about kids, you ain't got to change no diapers, you ain't got to get no food. Go into the bathroom and breathe and think about what you want to do with your life, how you want to be happier within that marriage. But don't walk out on that marriage, because you may not ever have a happy marriage. You might not ever have this person ever again. And you know it's a good person that you're married to. And you don't want to run out on your children either. So that's the recommendation I can give you. If you need help more than that, I think you need to talk to somebody, get some therapy, maybe just discuss where you are in that relationship, where you are in your life, and what you can do to find happiness within that marriage boundaries. But if you can't find happiness, then that's a decision that you'll come to when you come to it, because not everybody is meant to. Some people start sabotaging their shit, and you don't want that to happen. So I'm saying work within that marriage. That's all I'm saying. And if you can't work within that marriage, then you'll find that out too. But don't make no rash decisions right now, because you're emotional. You're emotional right now. And right now people make rash decisions instead of doing it on logic. And then you need to get logical about what you need to do and when. That's the advice I would give the person. I would never tell a person to leave their marriage unless they kicking your ass and doing crazy shit. I would never tell you to leave. So
Yeah, none of us said leave. Like I said, I don't think she's a bad wife. I think
right,
she's just venting right now. I just don't appreciate. You know why everybody likes Denzel wife? Because nobody ever sees her or hears her
right,
talk.
right.
We love Denzel wife. We all love LeBron James wife. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Everybody hated Steph Curry's wife because she came out and started talking.
Yeah,
Go do whatever you want to do. All
you
of
got.
this talking is going to get you in trouble.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I get it. You know, people want her to be stoic and she not say anything and she shouldn't come out and she said, I wouldn't be on the internet talking. I would be talking to my husband. I don't feel fulfilled. I need to do X, Y, and Z. I love you and I love the kids, but I need to do something else. What can I do? What else can I do? X, Y, and Z. I be having
You,
conversations with my husband.
you ready for this?
Well,
This is exactly why we advise men not to take their grievances, heartache, and challenges to their women and seek advice and counsel with these people. Because at some point, any or all women in a marriage is going to be one margarita away from being this woman. And there's no way in hell you can tell when, where, how, and for how long she's going to be in that state. And for you to run the risk of her being in that state the day that you voice your grievances and turning your marriage into the singularity of a supermassive black hole when it once was a star is insane to do. Is a proposition you should avoid at all costs. Gentlemen, don't you do it.
I talked to a minister. I was talking to a pastor a couple days ago, and I said, Pastor, I proposed this on my letters to marriage. You know, speaking with the spouse and you know, confiding in your spouse. And I said, all of the people, all the men on the panel, all the people on the panel said, we ain't telling her nothing. We don't know whether she gonna bring it up when X, Y, and Z happen. And the minister, before I even got it out of my mouth, good, he was like, well, then they married the wrong woman. They married the wrong woman. It is what it is. And then he walked away. So I can't disagree with him, because I ain't that type of woman. I would never mention that type of stuff. So I'm saying if it's me that would never mention that type of stuff, then there's other women that would not mention that type of stuff. And why not marry those women instead of marrying a woman that you can't trust to talk to? That's all I'm saying.
Well, because there's about 8 or 9 of them per hemisphere, and there's only about 8 hemispheres on the planet.
I get it. I get it. It's a risk. It is a risk, but I don't know why women.
No, I know it's a needle in a haystack, Ace. You or other women like you that were pleasant enough to look at.
That's so
That was
immature.
that was pleasant enough to look at when you was a young hot mama, right?
Right.
And you had all of the other components going with it. You're a rare breed. You're all
No,
of the
was
decent
what it
looking
was.
women are hoes.
I knew how to comport myself. I early because I was actually raised by nuns. Uh, I went to school with nuns all my life. I never went to regular school. I I went to Catholic school with religious and all of that. So it was very be a stoic person. I thought about being a nun. All of these things. So to me it wouldn't be my nature to to violate a secret or something like that. So
Did they really hit people with rulers? Did they really hit people with rulers on the knuckles or some shit like that?
yeah, yeah.
Holy shit!
Young girl,
I thought
from
that was just
any
I
girl
thought
now,
that was just in the movies.
right? No, but give me your final thoughts, sir. You and Aaron, y'all, give me your final thoughts because I wasn't planning to be on here no 2 damn hours. I know that for sure. But we did what we did.
It's Sunday. Y'all wake y'all asses up and go for a walk.
Yeah,
Black America is just too fat. So go walk to the donut store and get some donuts, and then get one donut and walk back. Just do some kind of exercise. Okay,
do
do
something.
something.
Thank you,
All
Black.
right, and that's all I got.
I always trust you to be very honest. Very honest. Thank you. Aaron, thank you for coming up. I know you dropped off, but thank you for coming up. Thank you, sir, for coming up. Thank you. Thank you all for showing up. Please hit the like and the subscribe and the notification, please, and thank you. No, I wasn't a nun. I contemplated being a nun. Like I said, I went to Catholic school all up until high school. I was in high school, Catholic school, all girls school. I never went to school with boys. So I until I was in college. So which could explain how I got pregnant after I got to college. But anyway, go. Thank you all for showing up. Later. Oh shit! I have another show I gotta go to. Damn. I gotta push it back to 6 o'clock because I gotta run somewhere. But that show is what the hell is the show? Racism or blackness in America. How are we navigating this racial atmosphere in America? That's what that show is about. I think I'm gonna change it over to 6 o'clock because I gotta run and do something. I'm gonna change it over to 6 because it's supposed to start at 4 and I don't have time to do what I gotta do. But it'll probably be 4 or 5 or 6 that I start that show. So come back, please, and thank you. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification button, all those good things. Thank you all for showing up. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all.